I
Hello,
just,
hello. How is everyone today? I am so excited you're here with me. I have the distinct pleasure to introduce you to one of my greatest friends, lifetime friends, literally, and a super success story in Mary Kay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jill Matthews. I'm a national director and leadership coach with Mary Kay. And I want to introduce you to one of my favorite people on the planet, my favorite humans, as they call it. And this is Juliet Goodwin. She is a sales director right here in the Dallas area in Bedford, Texas. And she is the epitome of work ethic, ambition, blonde bombshell, fun. She's the total enchilada, if you know what I mean.
I love it.
And so I am excited to be getting to know, for you to get to know her. I know her very well. For almost 20 years, we've been friends. And I just want the whole free world to get to see Juliet the way I do. And I want her to have a venue to just share her success story. So Juliet, thanks for being with me today. Thanks for, I know it's virtual,
Yes.
we're virtual girls in a virtual world.
Amen.
But I just want to say thank you for being with us today. And I'm just going to ask you some quick questions and just share your heart and maybe, you know, what Mary Kay has meant to you. But I want to let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning. Whatever brought you to even try Mary Kay products or to join our company? So I would love to know that.
Yeah, absolutely. So when Mary Kay crossed my path, I had my first big job out of college. I was working at IBM and I was in a training class. And so, you know, where they all day long, 8 hours a day, we're in a training class. And so you get to know the people around you. And so I got to know somebody and she became just a lifelong friend. And she had joined Mary Kay just for the fun. There was nothing. She just wanted to have some fun. And so she introduced me to the products and I had never heard of Mary Kay. Well, I had in the past, but it had been a long time. And so when she brought it up, I thought, okay, all right. You know, right out of college, girl, I was broke. So I said, let me find a way. I'll try those products if they're a little bit lesser expensive. And so I tried them and fell in love with them. And we became fast and furious friends, and it just kind of went from there. And so it was nothing, I wasn't seeking it. It fell in my lap. And so very thankful for that.
I think God's always got a master plan. We're just the only ones that don't quite have the 411 on all.
Absolutely. He does.
Oh my goodness. Well, I was there the very first time Juliet tried the product, and I spotted her from across the room. It was kind of love at first sight for me. I don't know that she can say that, but I definitely saw her as somebody that I wanted to spend more time with. But Juliet, I know you really well, but I want other people to get to know you. So tell me what attracted you in even looking at a business like Mary Kay, because you're a corporate exec at IBM doing high level, you know, IBM stuff. I don't know what that was, but IBM stuff.
Yes.
So what attracted you to our pink world?
So I met you at a debut party, pouring down rain. I mean, rain so bad that the average person would have canceled. But that's not who I was. And I told Ann that I would be there and I was going to be there. And so I fell in love with the product, which was really a surprise to me. I had grown up a Lancome and Estee Lauder and Clinique girl. That's what mom started me on. But something happens when you come out of college and you're broke college student, and then you're broke when you get your first job. And I thought, I can't do this. And mom's not fitting the bill anymore. So I had tried the product, fell in love with it, and it was a little bit less expensive, but made my face feel fabulous. And so I decided, I just fell in love with the product. And after a few months, I saw Ann making money, and I thought, I need a way to pay off student loans. I had about $16,000 in student loans, and I wasn't really quite sure how to get that paid off quickly. And everybody I know were like, oh girl, I'm still paying on my student loans 10 years later or 15 years later. And I thought, oh no, we just can't, I can't do that. I've got to be done with this. And so I actually reached out to Ann. You probably remember this. And I said, I want to know a little bit more about how Mary Kay works because of these student loans. And so Ann talked to you, and I knew of you. And I said, I think, you know, she could fill me in. And because Ann didn't think I would be interested, since we were working at IBM together, and she she knew I loved it and I was moving up quickly. But what Ann didn't know is a first job out of college, even though you're doing really well, IBM was a big company, I was not making a ton of money, right? And when then all those big girl size bills come in, you're like, why am I still eating peanut butter and jellies? I don't understand. I don't understand this concept. And so I knew I needed something to help pay off those student loans. And so that's really how it all started. And then I met you and you filled me in. And I thought, why not? Why not? I'll give it a try. But I wish it was for something glamorous like prizes or the cars or sisterhood. But in the beginning, it was just, how can I get these student loans paid off quickly?
I think desperate times, desperate measures. And I think so many women do come to our business with a financial need. And it would be great to work in the perfect environment. It would be great to have the prizes and the free cars and all the trips. But really, I need groceries right now. I need cars.
That's how it was back then.
Yeah. I need my college loan. And Juliet and I share that same thing, that we needed our school debt to be paid off. And so that's another area that we definitely connected on. So you talked a little bit about coming from the corporate environment. It doesn't get any more corporate environment than IBM. I mean, they're one of the big boys in the corporate world. So talk to me about what you saw there in contrast to what you were seeing as you were building your Mary Kay business that made you go, I don't think I'm staying over here. I think I'm going to the Mary Kay world. What was it about our culture that kind of drew you in and contrasted your corporate life?
Yes, absolutely. So I joined Mary Kay about 6 months after I started IBM. And so I was kind of doing them together, but had no aspirations of working Mary Kay full time. It was just to pay off those student loans and get my little 50% discount. And I was happy. And tax deductions, of course. We can't forget about that. I know the crowd goes wild when we talk about that. They're big and you got to check them out. But IBM, I loved in the beginning. I had a great boss and he let us run it like our own business. We had territories. I was in sales for the retail sector, small, medium business, which to IBM, that was anything under 500,000 in yearly sales. And so that was fun to me. It was my own business. And so, and he was just there to support us. But as I did that, and as I moved up the ladder in corporate America, it was about 2.5 years into it that I thought, is this my life? Like, is this what I went to school for when I said I want to grow up? Is this what it is? And it was, working 50 to 60 hours a week, being stressed out, dealing with just the cattiness sometimes that corporate America brings in different companies, not all companies, but, and it was my health as well. So the stress of working in that company and then what I had to do, it became to where when I magically left the building, my migraine would disappear. And then as I started thinking about it the next morning and driving to work and entered the building, is that migraine would just, boom, there it came back. And I thought, I just couldn't see myself staying in there. And so I thought there's got to be a better way. And so it was about 2.5 years into my IBM career and was working Mary Kay very part-time, but it was pulling in about 10 to 15,000 a year, this little part-time job that I started to pay off student loans, about 16,000 in student loans. And so about 2.5 years into it, I met with you and you went over the business plan. I was like, can I really make some money at this? As a single girl, can I leave corporate America and be able to take care of myself? And that's what we talked about. And that's really how it all started. And that was, believe it or not, that was 23 years ago, the end of this month.
3. Okay. So I was going to ask you how old you were when you get started, but now you've already let the cat out of the bag. So we're not going to talk about that. You were very young, right out of college.
I was.
When you joined Mary Kay, and for 27 years, that's a lifetime. You've been in Mary Kay longer than it's more than half your life. So that's
23 years is a long time. I know. And I've been full-time for, I think it's 20 years. And so that amazes me. And I remember thinking, I don't know if you can do this without another source of income. And so that's what shocked me, is when I looked into Mary Kay, I always thought it would be something part-time, something on the side. I never envisioned that you can actually create a business out of this and create a lifestyle out of Mary Kay. And so that, I love that. That was a pleasant surprise. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was one of my questions is, did you ever think you would do this full time? And I already know the answer to that because you were
do
like,
know the answer.
"Oh, I'm corporate girl. And I knew it would be a season. And I can remember that conversation vividly when you said, can I really do this at the high level? And I said, absolutely.
Yes. And it was, I wish I would have had that vision sooner, but I always say, God has a plan and we're on a journey, and I needed to learn some things. I needed to grow up, and I need to learn some things, and I needed to learn how to be an adult, basically pay my bills, work on a budget, go to my big girl job. Right. And so you don't know what's better until
you see it. Yeah.
You see it. And it's
you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And it's not that anything was wrong with that company. I love that company, and it taught me a lot, and I'm very blessed because of it. But it was about 2.5 years into it. But when I started Mary Kay, that I thought I will never do this full time. Number one, I didn't think you could make any money, big girl money, I should say. I knew part-time money, but I just never had met anybody that worked this like a business and worked it full time. And so what attracted me in the beginning was cash, paying off student loans. It was nothing fun. It was not the prizes, not the cars, not the sisterhood, which is what I absolutely love today and why I will never leave. That's the encouragement, the friends that I've made, they're friends for life, and the flexibility as I get to decide when I work and how I want to work it. Yeah. And I can work it around my priorities. And that's just priceless to me. Corporate America talks about it, but it's just hard to do. It's hard for them to allow you to do that.
Yeah. I think the box, so to speak, there's so much structure there. And even though we're structured in Mary Kay because we're self-employed, but we really have so much flexibility. And I've definitely seen that as your parents have moved to town, as you've had, lots of family issues that have required your attention. It's really amazing to see how Mary Kay has just been the ebb and flow that kind of allowed you to do what was most necessary at the time. And I think that's
and I love that.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge for so many people.
Absolutely. And when you're self-employed, which maybe a lot of people, they may look at that, they may not, but I think there's a lot of misconceptions. And so with Mary Kay, there is a lot of structure that you can have, and there's a lot of support and training. Yeah. And if you need a hug, there's a hug. If you need a kick in the hiney, there's a kick in the hiney. I mean, it's whatever. It's whatever you need. Or if you need to go out with your girlfriends and have a girls' night, you can do that too. And so that's what I love about it.
That's awesome. I love that. A kick in the hiney. Well, let's talk about leading, because I don't know that leadership was necessarily your goal when you started, but I know that's one of your greatest treasures today. So what brings you so much joy from leading other women? Because that's where I see you blossom. That's where I see that spark and that twinkle in your eye, is when you have the opportunity to impact others and to lead others and to kind of help elevate them. So what is your greatest joy when it comes to leading other people?
Absolutely. So my greatest joy is when I can be just maybe even a small part of helping another woman achieve the goals she has for herself and for her family. That is exciting to me. It's a ton of fun. I mean, we get enjoyment, when we succeed, but somewhere along the line in Mary Kay, it's more about how can I help others come with me? How can I help them achieve the things that I've achieved so that they can do more with what they want and the dreams? Everybody has dreams. And somewhere along the line, I think sometimes we push those dreams down, or they get lost, or I don't know what happens, but life sometimes happens and corporate America happens. But that's the fun part of Mary Kay, is when I can help somebody realize those dreams, cross the finish line. And so Mary Kay is the vehicle to help us get there. And so, when we sell lipsticks or when we sell this product, we can take that family vacation. And I've had many consultants, they're like, yay, I'm going on this family vacation thanks to Mary Kay. And that to me, I'm like, text me a picture, send me the pics, let me know how it was. And so I love that. And when we share this opportunity with others, then that could be your dream home, or that could be your kids' college tuition. I mean, there's so many things that can come out of that starter kit. And so when I joined, it really was all about me. And I think a lot of people, that's how it is I need cash to pay off student loans and I need tax deductions. And then somewhere along the line, it's how can I be of service to somebody else and help them live out their dreams. And so I'm the biggest cheerleader with my consultants. And so I want to see them win all the time, and whatever I can do to help them, I'll do it.
Well, I definitely know that to be true, because I think when you come in, you're like, I got to check this box and check this box and check this box. And Juliet, just a little window into her, she is she's got a plan of action. She knows exactly what she's doing. I don't have to mentor or coach her at all. She really is very, very got the plan. But I think there was something really beautiful when it wasn't about you anymore. And I saw this growth and this development happen where you really derived much more joy out of seeing other people succeed. I think God hardwires us to be nurturers, but sometimes we don't have a platform for that to be lived out. And I can remember vividly when I started to see that shift in you. And I think one of my greatest joys is to work with somebody as long as I've worked with you, Juliet, and just to see all the ebb and flow of how things have orchestrated themselves to be such a confident leader today. And I don't know that we all start out that way. We don't all start off being super confident or even super passionate. We just kind of don't know what we don't know until we just go a little bit further and a little bit further. And it's just been a pleasure to get to see that whole experience. That's been really good.
And an exciting journey.
There's one more question that I want to ask you, because I know this is really near and dear to your heart, because I do know you so well. I wanted to ask one more question. I know our Mary Kay culture it's very multifaceted, but one of the facets of our culture is our philosophy of God first, family second, and career third. Absolutely. And Mary Kay talked about in that order everything works, and outside that order nothing works. And I know that was something that resonated with you literally pretty early on. And so talk about how that particular aspect of our culture, or any part of our Mary Kay culture, has really ministered to you as a leader.
Absolutely. So I love the fact that Mary Kay's philosophy, their business plan, it's all around God first, family second, career third. And I love that. And you don't know how important that is until you work somewhere you don't have it, or you're in a position where you don't have it. And so when I joined Mary Kay, that wasn't necessarily at the top of the list because I didn't know what I didn't know. And so I didn't know the Lord when I joined Mary Kay. And so that came about 6 months later after I joined Mary Kay because of Mary Kay. And so, and then I start to understand what that meant. And so a lot of companies talk about it,
right,
but they don't walk it out. They don't live it out, and they don't allow their employees to do that. And so I love the fact that Mary Kay, you see the leaders, you see the top women in Mary Kay, they talk about it. They do it. It's not just talk, it's action as they live it out. And so I love that aspect of it. And I love the fact that Mary Kay is my ministry. So if I have a shot at a woman's face, I have a shot at her heart. And that's the blessing. And that is sometimes I'm there to help her feel good and maybe help her build her confidence through the makeup and the skincare. And sometimes I'm there just to be a confidant and just to be someone that can listen and maybe just breathe belief into her. And so I love that. And through family, just life and family and the things that happen along the way is sometimes it's the situations we have to walk through aren't what we want necessarily. But one thing that comes to mind is about 4 years ago, my granddad was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer and brain cancer. And that was out of nowhere because he had never been sick a day in his life. Right. He had a cough at 77 years old. And, 2 months later, we have that diagnosis. And so that kind of shocked us all. And my parents were still in Wyoming. And so it was difficult for them to travel and mom can't fly. And so I was here locally. So I was the one who could take care of him and was willing to take care of him and be there. And that was a blessing to me that I could do that. But even more of a blessing is the fact that I worked for Mary Kay. And so I know a lot of people juggle. So when they have family illnesses happen, is they juggle that a full-time job, with your family, right? And you have to make choices, and
which is more important. Both
yeah,
are important, right?
your job or your family. And I know if I had still been in corporate America, they would have said, yes, go take care of him, but here's your laptop, here's your BlackBerry. I'm dating myself saying that. Here's your laptop, here's your BlackBerry, and check in, twice a day as far as what you're doing. And you can't, when you have someone who's sick in your family and you're taking care of them, in a perfect world, that would happen to where you can work and take care. It just doesn't happen that way every day. And so I love the fact that Mary Kay I took a step back for a while and really just probably worked 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week, if that, but was able to take care of him. And yet, because I had worked when things were well and when I could, I was still getting a paycheck. I was still getting support financially, but even more so than that, support from my girlfriends, my sisters in Mary Kay that were checking on me, that were praying for me, that were sending me cards, that were bringing me food. I mean, it was just, the support was amazing. And so that way I was where I needed to be, and I was where I wanted to be, to have that precious time with him before he passed away. And so those kind of memories and those kind of situations, they're priceless.
Absolutely. And you don't get a second chance at that.
No, and in a lot of cases, corporate America just doesn't. That's where they fall down the job a little bit. Either you have to not get paid to take that time off, or you're trying to work and take care of that person. And maybe if you have kids at home or family at home, you're taking care of them as well. And a lot of times that falls on the ladies, the women. Yeah. Yes. And that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of stress. And so I just appreciated during that time, it was not stressful. I got to be where I needed to be. It was a blessing, and it was just precious time that I'll always be grateful for.
Yeah. Well, I just think, it's really interesting how Mary Kay was so brilliant when she created this business plan, because she really does allow you to meet your needs at the different seasons. And, whether you're raising little kids or whether you're taking care of elderly parents or grandparents, there's always going to be a season for us. And Mary Kay has made it so that we can work through those seasons.
Yes.
So absolutely. What a blessing. What a blessing. You don't ever get a second chance at that. That doesn't circle back around. That does not circle back around. So
I agree.
Well, Juliet, you have often demonstrated that you are a super achiever. She has been recognized with our company so many times. I really can't even begin to quantify how many times she's been recognized as our company, but she has been a Circle of Achievement director for, I'm going to say 15, 16 years of her career. So, I mean, she's literally proven, and I think her wisdom right there when she says that you work when you can so that you can have the opportunity to have time when you need it. And just your legacy of achievement and performance and free cars. I know all those mean a lot to you, and I could just chat about you all day long because you're one of my, like I said, favorites. But
thank you.
Tell me a little bit about if somebody's watching this video. So we're going to have several videos out here, and everybody's going to get to have a little buffet of different success stories. And yours is unique in the fact that you came from corporate America, and it wasn't like you weren't going to have groceries if you didn't do Mary Kay. So It was a choice, and how you've built it into such an empire. But tell me a little bit about, if somebody's watching this, what do you want them to know about being brave enough to just say, I don't know that I know everything about Mary Kay, but I don't have anything to lose, so I might as well try. So what is your advice? Somebody's just watching this, something's tickling their heart. Maybe they're in corporate America. Maybe they've had a loved one get sick that they couldn't spend time with, and that was a heartache for them. What is it that you want to tell people to be brave, to jump in and be part of our family?
Absolutely. So I think, number one, you mentioned part of it, and that is you have nothing to lose. Is to give Mary Kay a try. It's not that much money to give it a try, and test the waters, jump in, see what you think. I mean, that's kind of what I did. I didn't know if it would be a long-term or lifetime, but I knew it would meet my needs right then. And so give it a try. That's, I'd say, number one. But number two, we need to give it time. And so many people, just over the 23 years that I've been in, is they come in, they want results in 30 days, and see, maybe they get good results. When we sell something, we make half of everything we sell. So you sell something,
results immediately.
Yeah, you pocket 25. So we make money instantly. But sometimes I think we need to set expectations, is that you're building a business. And so it does take a little bit of time. It's going to take more than 30 days. Is give your business 6 months, give it a year. I mean, give it a year to really try it. And then the third thing I would suggest is we need to work it like a business. So in the beginning, I worked it more like a hobby, or, I tried to fit it in. I said, whenever I have some free time, I'll fit in my Mary Kay. Well, if we did that, like if a part-time job, if we went, oh, I'll just fit it in whenever I can go work, there's no money. You aren't getting paid. And so I think sometimes we're just so hard on ourselves and we expect so much day one. And so give it some time. Take a chance. Number one, give it a try. You have nothing to lose. Number two, we need to give it some time. Give yourself, 6 months to a year. And number three is treat it like a job, even if it's just part-time. And so if that means 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week, we need to treat it like a job in those hours, not work it 24/7, but treat it like a job in those hours, and then ask for help.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to come back with. It's your wagon to a star for sure.
I know, because we think about, oh, I've got this. It's just selling a little bit of lipstick. And the business is easy. I will say that. I mean, yes, we buy for $1, we sell for $2, we help other women get started with their businesses, but there is a business plan. And there is strategy behind it. And most of us that have been in a little while, we know what's worked for us. We know what maybe hasn't worked for us, the rabbit trails we've chased. And so we can pass on that information to you if you're open to it. And so ask for help. You don't have to do it by yourself. We're in business for ourselves, but you don't have to be by yourself. Yeah. Absolutely.
Excellent.
And
well, Juliet, have fun. Exactly. Because, life's short. If we don't have fun, nobody's going to have it for us. They're going to have their own fun. They're not going to share their fun. We're going to have our own fun.
We can have some fun.
Well, I can tell you, I've had a lot of fun with Juliet over the years. We've spent a lot of time sitting on a beach with a fruity drink in our hand and giggling till, I won't even tell you, till the cows come home. I don't even know how that happens, but it really does happen. And so I think literally when we have relationships where you want to hang out outside of just doing the daily job, I mean, that's a testament to how our culture is built and how we support and love one another. But Juliet, I want to say thank you for spending your day with us today. And if you're receiving this video and you're watching this and you're kind of just, something just tickled your heart a little bit, or if you're just saying, well, gosh, if she could do it, I could do it. I just want to encourage you, be brave. Because whoever sent you this video, whoever gifted you with this quick 30 minutes of information, thinks enough of you that you would be great in this business. And Julie, on the behalf of Juliet and I, we would love to have you part of our family, love to have you part of our Mary Kay world. And we want to say thank you for taking the time to watch us today. And really jump in. We would love to have you. So bye, everybody. Any last closing remarks, Juliet?
Come have fun with us.
Come have fun with us.
Yes, okay. Nothing to lose.
Everything to gain and nothing to lose. Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.